Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay. Um, I still wasn't ready, but that never stopped me. But let me make sure that I got everything the way I need it. Let's see here. Oh, Lord, what did I just do? Okay, do that. Mm. Oh, I didn't turn on the troll spray. Let me do that. I knew it was something, so gonna go back a week. Uh there we go. Troll spray is engaged. Monetization is turned on. That's very important. Okay, so I'm gonna close some of these things. I am using a new Wi-Fi. Um, the service has gone from the plug into the wall type of thing. And now it is 5G. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's any faster. Matter of fact, I'm kind of concerned it may have slowed me down a bit, but we'll see how it goes. I think whatever it is, it will be appropriate for what we need. So I won't let that discourage me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the slides up, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you, everyone that was here last night. Really appreciate it, or earlier today in some cases. Happy 2024, Happy New Year's. And I'm going to take a quick look in just a second to see who's here. The slides are coming up, and then we should be good to go. I hope everybody had a great new year. I hope everyone had a safe new year. More importantly, let's hope it was a safe new year for everyone involved. More fireworks this year than I'm used to. I'm like, what happened to the good old days when the night rang out with gunshots? But no, people had way more fireworks. As a matter of fact, I was looking, oh gosh, where was that? I was looking at some city, and I don't know what city it was, but oh my goodness, were there a lot of fireworks. I know they were on a rooftop. Oh man, what city was that? Anyway, they were on a rooftop, and all you could see was fireworks across the entire night sky. And then they had the earthquake in California. 4 a.m., I think there was an earthquake in Japan. I think it was maybe 4 a.m. Chicago time. And they had an earthquake in Japan. It was, oh my God, that was scary. Followed by, of course, the tsunami warning. So I'm telling you, it's just one of those things. When they had that big Indonesian tsunami, everything, wasn't that like Christmas Day? I mean, that kind of thing makes you afraid for the holiday, if you ask me. But I think it was like maybe Christmas Day or something like that. Um, well, I tell you what, that's one I won't forget. Also, I owe my Duke and I a hearty apology. I don't know if you guys have noticed this morning or not, but I posted a video with fireworks and Harry and Meghan. It was obviously something that was made using some type of software, I would imagine. And anyway, so I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. I mean, all that, only to realize that it came from my Duke and I from Twitter. And I was like, oh, Lord. So, anyway, if you guys feel the need to rat me out, don't worry about it. It's already deleted. I've already apologized to Anita. I did not realize, but she changed the profile picture. And I don't think I really looked at the name of the account. I saw the profile picture and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's not another content creator. And so I did a screen record and then I shared it on my YouTube. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. Caroline, thank you so much for 22 months membership. And thank you so much for being here on the first day of the year. Greatly appreciate it. 22 months. How is that possible? And JCD, Happy New Year, Baron, and thank you for your daily support of the Sussexes and good health and happiness to all squaddies. Thank you so much for the super, super, super duper, super, super sticker. And Happy New Year to you. And gosh, I hope you were here after I said I needed 30 more minutes because anyway, sorry if I kept everybody waiting, but I was working on something and I just could not stop because I was in the middle of a deep edit. And anyway, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to, so I probably won't share it. But yeah. Okay, so okay, so I see here. Well, all right. So I didn't keep you waiting so long. Thank you for the super super duper chat, and thank you for being here. So this is ready. Oh yeah, okay. Hey, Black Queen, greetings one and all. Right, let me just take a look and see who here. Oh, Lorna Williams, Baron, congratulations on 49,000 subscribers. Yes, 49,000. Hey, Legs wants to say hi to a few people. Antoinette Kennedy is here. Josephine Wood. Is that Cicero? Oh, I've never seen it spelled like that, if that's correct. I'm used to Cicero spelled with a C. Let's see, but that is pretty clever. Thank you for being here. Essie Mensa, thank you for being here. There we go. And and Judy is saying hi to you as well. Black, what is that? What did I just see that? Oh, Bright Eyes, not Black Eyes. I'm thinking Black Eyed Peas. I'm like, Black Eyed Peas and peanut butter and jelly? Anyway, Bright Eyes, PB&J, thank you. Hey, Susie Q. Yes, 49,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Oh, Lydia was here first. Thank you very much. And Lydia was the first to congratulate. Thank you. And let me see, who is this from? MR, thank you. This is the very first Cash App that I received for the New Year. I guess. Well, I mean, there was some people after midnight, I think, but thank you. So, in a technical sense, thank you very much for the first Cash App I received for 2024. Wow, 2024. So this is kind of like a repurposed thumbnail, although I had to find the new version so I can get that 24 in there. In case you don't see it, it actually spells out 2024 with fireworks. And that is one of my favorite images of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Oh, goodness, I was sitting too long. I need to stand up. Thank goodness I have a standing desk. I probably don't stand as much as I should. But again, everyone, thank you so much for your patience. I would love to say it is going to be rewarded handsomely, but let's see how I do after I'm done today. Wow, 22 months. I still cannot believe that. Oh, yeah. And by the way, someone was having trouble with the membership earlier. I am going to try to fix that as soon as I can. Actually, not just a membership, but a subscription they were having a problem with. So I will try to adjust that. But just make sure if you all unsubscribe by mistake, and I'm not saying that that's what it was, but if you make a mistake and unsubscribe because of the troll spray, you may be able to chat before I do what I just did and switch it back to a week, but that may not be it. It could be something else. So I won't say 100% that that's what it was, but it is that possibility. So what do we have on the docket today? Harry and Meghan, Royal Sussex, New Year's Day. Queen Margarethe, I guess I'm pronouncing it right, Margarethe, the second, and King Charles slip is showing. And of course, there is more news. And of course, with the King Charles slip is showing, I'm talking about the fact that they're um, doing all these polls and stuff like that and trying to reach out to the young people and all that. And um, what was that? Oh, yeah. King Charles trying to reach the young people and the TikTokers. Well, I have been saying this for a while that seems to be the plan, is to try to reach out to the very young, um, and of course the TikTok generation. That is where a lot of people get their news. A lot of young people, they are, you know, absorbing these things from other young people. This has been going on for a while. It's been happening with the Facebook and, of course, Twitter for years. And so this is just another one of those ways that. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But in the meantime, let me keep it moving. So there you go. I looked up and there was 49,002 subscribers. And then just as I was getting excited, guess what happened? It was 49,998 subscribers. I'm like, what the what? Well, then, of course, now it's about 49,010 subscribers. So I don't know what happened. It just kind of flipped back unexpectedly, but that's okay. Long as we're going in the right direction, that's all I care about. It's 49,017. Oh, and you know what else? Wait until I share this statistic with you. In the lifetime of Royal Sussex, there has been 30.1 million views. That's 30,093,761 views so far. And you know that the bulk of that is not from the shorts. I believe let me see, there's probably over 650 lives, I think. Maybe. No, it's not that many lives. Maybe 500. I don't know. But anyway, there's a bunch of lives. And in terms of videos, I think there's, oh my goodness, I think there's like 1,500 in all. I don't know how to get that count, but I think that there's about 1,500 videos. So, wow, somebody has been a very, very busy person. Let me see if I can find that. How many? Yeah, 1,500 videos. 1,500 videos. Shut the front door. I just don't know how that's possible. I don't know how that is possible. That's what it says, 1,500. Yeah, so I guess about 650 of those or more may be the lives. Wowee. How did that happen, you guys? How did that happen? How could there be 62,800 shares? So that means people have shared Royal Sussex 62,800 times. I'm just looking at some stats here. There's been 213,600 comments and 2.3 million likes. Yikes. Okay. Enough statistics. But yeah, I think about those numbers and it boggles the mind, I tell you. So that's like 30.1 million occasions that someone made the choice to look at Royal Sussex, or were they tied up and gagged and forced to watch Royal Sussex? I think that is how most people have watched it so far. That's probably the only way I would do it. Let's see. Mercy Foreman, thank you so much. Congratulations on 49,000 subscribers, of course, and blessings to to us all, I'm sorry. And in 2024, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lily of Sussex Squatties, and you, my love, Baron. Thank you so much, Marcy Foreman. And thank you so much for your membership, which I believe there is 200 and something members. So there's over 200 people that have memberships to Royal Sussex. I was just looking at the statistics today, just taking a deep dive and examining the channel to see where we are. So 2020 is when I first created the channel, and then made 5 videos and didn't touch it for over a year. So I really like to say 2021 was the start of Royal Sussex, but it was established a year before that. But I just could not wrap my brain around it because I was really going through something with Donald Trump in office and the global pandemic. And then back in May of 2021, that's when I sat down. I'm like, if I'm going to do something with this channel, I better do it while I have the time. So, and that's what happened. And fast forward to 2023, and there has been almost 30.1 million views. Okay, B. Martin, thank you for being here. Little Mac. Desiree Dotson, hello. All right, so let's continue, please. 2024, if you don't let the past die, then it won't let you live. I don't know who wrote that, but I love it. If you don't let the past die, then it won't let you live. The past won't let you live. Let go of that past. Let go of it. Remember the fun times, the good times, but all of those negative things, leave it in the past where it belongs. Let it educate and inform you. Let it make you tough and stronger. But do not let it take over you. Otherwise, you just can't really grow. And who wants to live in the past over and over again like a bad song on loop? Not me. But yeah, there's certain things that happened in the past. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world because it helped me learn and grow. But all of the bad feelings and trying to relive the moment and such, I have absolutely no desire to do that. Move on. Keep it moving. Let's see. Now, this is the thing that I forgot to include last night, but what's the most important thing you've done this year? Survive. First, I was afraid. I was petrified. You knew that was coming. Just wondering how I'll live my life without you by my side. Oh, now go. I remember when I was in school and we were singing that song, and all of the little kids were like, oh, now go. Walk out the door. All of us little kids singing that song like we really been through something. We little kids and we just, like we really been through something, like we done lived Aretha Franklin's life or something. Oh, that was Gloria Gaynor, I know, but you know what I mean. Like we're all a bunch of little miniature torch singers. Of course, it was that same classroom full of kids that was singing Ring My Bell with so much authority, not realizing that we were actually talking about We were talking about a booty call, not a doorbell or something. Ah, what naive children we were. I didn't know better. I'm telling you, I was just a clueless little child. Took me a long time before I finally figured out what they were talking about. You can ring my bell anytime, anywhere. Ring it, ring it, ring it. Oh! Yep, little kids just sitting up there singing Ring My Bell. You can ring my bell. And that's why I say, do not let your children sing Santa Baby, especially nowadays. Too many weirdos around. Yeah. No child should be singing about slipping a sable under the tree for me. Okay. Ethan's husband is here. Very cool. Let me see who else is here. Yulibi. Hello, Yulibi. Okay. Let's move on. So, Happy New Year 2024. Love it. Glad to be here. Glad to be a part of it. Now, we had to get into this. I'm going to spend a little time on this. So, just so you know, very interesting. And I'm going to share what I have learned about. She seems rather innocent from a distance, but that chain smoking, yellow toothed, I mean, that is the queen of butter teeth. If you thought they had some butter teeth over there in the UK, this lady is the imperial margin. Yeah, she's like, her teeth are like imperial margarine. It's like parquet butter, parquet butter. Parquet butter teeth. Um, she almost looks like one of those like Disney villains, but I'm sure she did the best she could with what she had to work with. But I love getting my bell rung. Slip a sable under the tree for me because I love that song. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Just proves children don't know what they're singing. Yeah, that's true. Is it Doobie? Yeah, that is very true. We didn't know, at least I didn't know. I didn't know. I was a naive little child. Andrew, you're a sicko man. Oh, by the way, you guys, uh, I haven't been able to share that one because I have a bunch of stuff on my old computer. Tomorrow is repair day, so wish me luck. I'm going to take the old computer in to see what can be salvaged. I hope they can fix it. I got a bunch of videos on there, and I think I have learned my lesson about what do you call it? Saving things, backing them up with a external hard drive. I have learned my lesson. I mean, I'm literally have an external hard drive sitting right here and haven't taken it out the box. As a matter of fact, this is the embarrassing part. I think one of the squatties actually got it for me from the wish list. You would think I would take it out the box, but I was a bit intimidated by it. But I have learned my lesson. So everything is going to be backed up on a hard drive. You see, computers are a lot like people, except for with computers, you put the hardware in, no, you put the software into the hard drive. But with people, oh, never mind. It's the opposite with people. But yeah, you put the software in the hard drive. But with people, never mind. You know what I mean. That, yeah. Okay. Too early to get that weird, right? Right. So I was talking about butter teeth. Now, right here, Marguerite, the longest serving monarch in Europe, announced during the New Year's speech that she would abdicate her throne in January. Her eldest son, Crown Prince Frederick, will succeed her. Yes, he is going to succeed her. Um, let's see here. But this is that very weird thing. I'm pretty sure you thought that they had some other stuff going on, but this one right here, I cannot stop thinking about this. When Marguerite II ascended the throne, Heinrich became the first male consort to in Danish history. This meant there were no clear descriptions of his duties. He defined his own role as a supporter and a counselor to the Queen. However, he felt frustrated with the lack of recognition in title, stating that there was no way to differentiate between his own title and those of his sons and grandsons, which sounds a lot like Philip, right? Doesn't that sound like Prince Philip, where he, you know, had to renounce his claim to the Greek throne, and I think the Queen just gave him the title Philip, right? I mean, Prince Philip. I don't think he had a title, did he? Right after he renounced. Anyway, but he was a prince in the Greek Danish sense, but just not in the UK. So in 2002, Prince Heinrich left Denmark for France and went to stay at the couple's Chateau de Quay in Cahors in France, in southern France, rather. The cause of his departure from Denmark was a New Year's Day reception in which his son, Crown Prince Frederick, uh, or should I say Frederick, Crown Prince Frederick, um, had been appointed as host in the absence of Queen Margaret. Heinrich felt pushed aside, degraded, and humiliated by being relegated to third place in the royal hierarchy. In the New Year's speech to the Danish people on the 31st of December 2015, Queen Marguerite announced that Prince Heinrich would slow down and give up his official duties beginning the 1st of January 2016. On the 14th of April 2016, Prince Heinrich renounced his title of Prince Consort, which he had been given in 2005. In August 2017, Heinrich announced he did not wish to be buried next to the Queen, citing his long-time complaint of only being named Prince Consort and not King Consort. Okay. King Consort? King Consort? Wouldn't that be a little, you know what I mean? I just don't think that a woman sovereign should ever refer to their husband as the king consort. That seems a bridge too far to me. The decision is said to have broken a tradition that began in 1559, and at the time, Queen Marguerite is said to have accepted her husband's decision. So now, if there were king consorts before him, then I can understand him being a little, pissed about it. But, you know, still, maybe that's just a Danish thing. I don't think they do that in the House of Windsor. But on the 6th of September 2017, it was announced that Prince Heinrich was suffering from dementia. On 28 January 2018, he was hospitalized in Riggs Hospitalet following a visit to Egypt. It was later revealed that he had a benign tumor in the left lung. So, anyway, the guy died, right? And oddly enough, he did refuse to be buried next to the Queen. and who, of course, is still alive. But, but he also wanted to do the Princess Margaret thing and get cremated. So he was cremated. Some of his ashes were dumped into the sea, and the rest in a garden at one of the palaces. So the reason why I have been fascinated about this is that I was wondering if the dementia played a role with his, antagonistic attitude toward his family or his position. Or I've just been curious about that. He seemed very, very angry, and he did feel pushed aside. Okay, he's a man, right? The man spoke about 7 languages. He even spoke, I believe, Chinese and Vietnamese or something like that. He seemed like a very brilliant man. Yes, he was French. You're right. He was French, but Danish was like the last language he learned. He could speak 7 languages, and Danish was the last one he picked up. So, as I always say, if you could speak a second language, there's something going on up there besides, puppies and clouds and stuff like that. To speak languages, to speak second languages and have conversations with people real time, that is a very complex thing to do for most people. And if you have grown up speaking a second language, you're very lucky, because if you try to do it when you're older, that may not be so easy. Well, this guy, not only did he speak a second language, he spoke a third and a fourth and a fifth. And then when he got married, he had to learn to speak Danish. So yeah, so he seemed pretty sharp, but for some reason he was just very, very dismayed with his position. So I am thinking it wasn't so much the situation. I think it was the queen of butter. I think it was the butter queen. The butter queen, I don't know. There's something about her that seems super, super shady. I don't know what it is, but it seems like she just contemplates things to and I don't know her. I promise you, I don't know her that well, but it just seems like she just sits up and thinks of ways to f with people, right? Okay, so have you all ever seen this before? Have you ever seen this before? Please take a close look at it and tell me, what do you see? I am going to wait, but tell me, what do you see? I believe this is made from acrylic, perhaps. I believe it's made from acrylic or some type of resin or something. But please tell me what you see there. I'm waiting. Let me see. I'll read some of your comments. At least the Danish monarchy has come into the 21st century. Only one. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that. There we go. Only one still stuck in time. Oh, and you're talking about the British? What the heck is that? Okay. Let me see. Double check on your subscription before checking the likes. Okay. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, gosh, this thing is moving kind of fast. Uh, do I need to slow? No, I think it's good, right? Well, okay. Marcia Ware says it's a body. LDSW says it's a body in the glass. Well, okay. Let me just tell you. This is actually more like a sculpture. There is 2 effigies. I guess you can call them effigies. What it is, the images that you see, it is like one of those classic old sarcophagus where you can see the effigies on top, the lifelike figures of the occupants of the grave. But this is actually like, how do I put it? It's hollow on the inside. it's going to remain hollow on the inside. This is a very modern, artistic effigy. Is two figures, and that, of course, is the king consort or Prince Heinrich, and Heinrich's on the far side, and closer to us is Queen Margarethe. So she commissioned this, and this is supposed to sit on top of their tomb. However, the tomb is empty because he wanted to be buried at sea and in the garden, and she is still alive. So they unveiled this probably a couple years ago, I think. But it is fascinating. I've never seen anything like it before. But yeah, so there's nothing inside. It's hollow. But what you see is the shape of the images or the likeness of the queen and king consort carved out of the solid material or molded, or somehow they did that. I don't know, but yeah. So it's not a mummy. No, it's not a mummy, but it's not a coffin. It's an effigy. So let me see here. I'm gonna get a picture and show you what I mean. Royal effigy, George the Fifth. Okay, so yeah, okay. I found a good one. I will show you exactly what I mean. Uh is that the one I want? Uh, uh yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. I will show you what I mean. I'm just trying to find a good clear photo. A nice good clear photo. Okay, this works. So I'm gonna bring it up and I'll show you what it is. And yeah, it's this is very is highly stylized. I'll say that. For something of this sort, I think it is kind of bizarre, and it's very beautiful. I think it's very beautiful. And I don't know if it represents, I'm looking at the sculpture on top, and I would say that the sculpture on top represents the ocean, the naval history of Denmark, because Denmark was very much a naval power. They had very little to do with the slave trade, although they did have some parts of it, but they were not one of the big slave trade nations. So what you see there is, I believe that's George and Mary, George the, what is it, George the Fifth? I think it's George the Fifth. So this type of grave or this type of tomb is, I think they call it the jewelry box or whatever, but they're inside of a stone sarcophagus, and on top is the effigies. So that is a very traditional effigy where it's carved from a solid piece of stone. But what you see with Queen Marguerite's is that it's actually a whatever type of translucent material that is, and the inside is hollow, but the hollow shape makes up the shape of the effigy. So I'm sure I'm not using the correct language for it, but I think you understand what I'm saying. It's almost as if to say that if you open that up, they could fit inside of it in theory, right? But nobody's going inside. This is all decorative, and this is going to rest on top of the tomb, just like with the other one I showed you, where this is on top of their tomb. I would imagine that the tomb for Marguerite is beneath that big stone at the bottom. So I think that's how it works, is that that whole thing will be moved to open up the tomb for Marguerite, and it was supposed to be for her and her consort, but again, that's not going to happen. So it's just going to be her in that big empty thing. B. Martin says, Baron, that is just creepy. I agree with you. The whole idea of an effigy, The effigies were used all the way back. I mean, even I believe the ancient Egyptians used effigies. The death mask and everything was an effigy. Well, this from in Europe in medieval times, they used wax and wood and all that kind of stuff to create the effigies, and that would go on top of the coffin, or during the whole period of mourning. And yeah, so that's and very few of the old effigies survive. There is a portion of Elizabeth I's effigy that still survives, but they would dress up the effigy with the clothing of the deceased. But the permanent effigies were either made of bronze or stone or whatever, and that's of course what you see here is the stone effigy. So the lifelike effigies went out of fashion, and then eventually they would, sometimes have both, but they would always mark the grave with a for people who could afford it with those. And by the way, this is at the St. George Chapel. This is right there where the guests of the wedding would have been seated. So you see all those chairs there? Well, during Harry and Meghan's wedding, they actually had to walk past this thing, of course, in the center aisle. But all of those guests and everything were sitting right next to this. This is in between those big columns inside of the St. George Chapel. A lot of those old European churches are really cemeteries. They're like mausoleums. People are buried everywhere. But yeah, so I always thought that was fascinating, this thing right here. So thanks for letting me share that with you, because I never mentioned it before. I'm going to take a look at some of your comments. Let's see. Oh, that's not for me. Okay. VS Speaks Royally, are you here tonight? Thank you for being here if you are. Okay. Okay, I remember a segment about the price of coffins, and someone commented, "Just bury me raw." Okay, let me see. All right, so if there's nothing else, I'll just keep it moving. Oh, VS, you're going to bed. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me see. They still want to believe that they are the stuff to be worshipped even in death. Yikes and yuck. Okay. Oh, okay. Prince. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. Is it Hakeem? Is it Hakeem? Wife Marie talked about Meghan. Said Meghan was complaining too much. I thought it was Mary who said that. I don't think it was Hakeem's wife. I thought it was, or they may have both done it. I thought it was Mary though. Okay. Happy New Year. Okay, let's move on. I still got some more to talk about them. So right here, royal snub as Prince of Denmark refuses to be buried with his queen. Prince Heinrich, 83-year-old husband of Queen Margarethe, says he does not want a grave beside her, as he is unhappy at never being made king. So again, okay, why are they not saying king consort? Because they make it sound like this guy was trying to grab power. But who knows? Maybe that was part of his plan, was to make a power grab. Prince Heinrich of Denmark has announced that he does not wish to be buried next to his wife, Queen Margarethe of Denmark, saying he is unhappy he was never acknowledged as her equal. Well, you're not her equal, dum dum. You're her consort. So I'm thinking this is why, y'all, I keep saying I'm kind of thinking this man may have had something wrong. Maybe that diagnosis of dementia, maybe that did affect him. Because why in the world would the consort want to be equal with the queen or the king, with the sovereign? Don't you think that's strange? I don't know. I don't know. I think the fact that she didn't make him king consort, maybe she had a feeling, maybe that butter on her teeth began to curdle. Maybe that butter on her teeth started melting and she was like, "Wait a minute. That's a sign. The butter on my teeth is melting. This guy's about to try to make a power grab. So no king consort." Yeah, I think he was up to something. I do. I don't know how he thought he would get away with it, but I think he must have had something in mind more than just the title. Let me see. Oh, thank you so much, Patricia Ann Franklin. Entitled people think about themselves. Boredom makes you um, do a lot of strange stuff. Myra, I think you're onto something. I do, because they, this guy obviously had known privilege his whole life. I doubt if she would have married a nothing from nowhere. I don't know if he had any like titles from his birth or inherited any titles or anything like that. But he just seemed to have some really strange notions. King consort. Now, if that is a tradition in Denmark, I can understand that. But he's not here to speak for himself. So we don't know if he was trying to be her equal. That's what the writer of this article says. So can't go by that. Cannot go by that. Okay. So right there, you can see the UK is the most expensive royal family in Europe. The UK spends twice as much as the next nearest royal family, the Netherlands. Norway spends half of what the Netherlands does. Sweden seems to spend about half of what Norway does, which is almost equal to Belgium and just a hair more than Sweden and, well, more than Denmark. And then Spain is the real bargain. I think the Spanish royal family comes in at about 7 million euros a year or something like that. So um, the UK is expensive. The UK royal family is very expensive. And that's why they love to say that the nation benefits from tourism. That is not true. I do not believe that's true, because the nation in Europe with the most tourism is France, and France is a republic, not a monarchy. It's a republic. And they seem to be doing just fine where tourism is concerned. As a matter of fact, I believe they have more tourists than any country in the world. I think they have more tourism than any country in the world. Every year, um, Europe, London and Paris are just about neck and neck with tourists. But overall, as a country, France dwarfs the UK. France eclipses the UK when it comes to tourism. So I don't think the Windsors are bringing in anything in comparison to what it costs to maintain them. Lydia says, I would hope they would be together on U.S. soil, and Archie and Lily and future grandkids could tend to the resting place. Oh, oh, are we talking about that? Okay. Um, okay. Well, yeah. I'll say this: if we're talking about what I think you all are talking about, I'll say the Frogmore burial ground is saturated. Um, the Frogmore Cemetery in Windsor is prone to flooding. That's why they had to close down Queen Victoria's tomb because it was waterlogged so bad. Um, because yeah, it's very dank. Let me see. Uh, Anastasia says Maria and Prince Hakeem were both arrogant as HE double hockey stick. That means hell. HE double hockey stick. Baron, you should consider visiting Turkey, a beautiful country, delicious food, wonderful weather, and not as pricey as Western Europe. Anna Boyd, I have been wanting to go there. I wanted to go to the Hagia Sophia, and I hear that the Turkish sunset is something to behold. But yeah, I would love to go there. And who knows? Maybe I will one of these days. One of these days, I am going to just take off, and you guys are going to wonder where in the world is he. I am just gonna, I'm gonna take off one of these days. I always said if I won the lottery, I would probably disappear for like a year. I would just travel for a year straight. Okay. Yes, Philip changed the name of his children. The children were supposed to be Windsors, but he wanted to add that Battenberg. But of course, the Anglophiles wouldn't hear of it, so they anglified the name Battenberg to Mountbatten, and of course, they got rid of that Gother. What was it? Goethe. What is it? Oh gosh, I can never remember that. It's something something uh peach cobbler. It's something cobbler. Saxe Coburg Goethe. There you go. Saxe Coburg. I knew I had it. It's Saxe Coburg. Um, thank you. Saxe Coburg Goethe. Phew. Got that out. So the British apologized apologized for the wrongly sent funeral invitation to Denmark's crown princess. UK offers a profound apology to Danish royal family after Princess Mary was invited to Queen's funeral by mistake, then told she couldn't come after regrettable error. Awkward. All I can say is awkward. That is very awkward. I am detecting shade. I don't know. Awkward. All I can say is awkward. Very, very awkward. Um, they invited her to the funeral by mistake. Now, I believe she was invited to go to that reception that they had at Buckingham Palace, but she could not come to the funeral. I don't know. That was just very awkward. I mean, Queen Margarethe and her son Frederick, who is Mary's husband, was there, and I would love to say it was because she was being shady to Meghan, but maybe not. So right here, complaining is useless. Denmark's Princess Marie criticizes Meghan Markle um, retaliation against the media. So Princess Marie of Denmark, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Okay, so Princess Marie of Denmark said complaining is useless in an apparent criticism of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's retaliation against the media. So I don't know if her quote is on video. I don't know if they took it out of context because that is a possibility. Saying complaining doesn't make anything better is not exactly an attack. But by the time they got through with it, you know, I mean, because, yeah, a lot of people will say it's better not to say anything. However, with all of these other people, even if she did say that, and even if she was being shady, one thing that is consistent is none of those other royal princes and princesses in Europe have gone through the racism that Meghan has gone through. Racism that leads to threat of bodily harm, not only for Meghan, but for her children. And even Harry was supposedly said to be a race traitor and that he should be harmed, right? So Meghan and Mary's secret feud. Again, I think it has to do with the idea that they look at Meghan as oh, so Marie is Hakeem's wife and Mary is Frederick's wife. So that's why I said maybe both of them had something to say. Maybe both of them had something to say about Meghan. Um, don't know. Don't know. But I'm just going to assume that they were directly quoted and that they seem to think that Meghan should put up and shut up. I believe that's what they're trying to say is that better to say nothing. I mean, all of those women that marry into these families, they go through something. But as Harry said, once you throw in that racist component, then it really takes on a whole different flavor. So let me see here. Mary of Denmark had to say, what about Meghan? I had it here and then I lost it. Let me see here. Okay. Big Mouth Mary. Okay, so I think Mary and Marie, are they the same person? Because right here, Marie of Denmark complaining is useless in an apparent criticism. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry retaliation against the media. Marie, who worked as a marketing finance before marrying Prince Hakeem. Okay, so it is both of them. Uh-huh. Okay, so you're right, Marie. Now, let me see what Mary said. So she was speaking as someone from a marketing background. Again, I don't know if she was trying to be shady. I'm not going to say she was definitely trying to be shady, but she probably should not have said anything. That's what I'm thinking is probably better to have not said a thing because she's not in Meghan's position. And I don't suppose that she has suffered the type of racism and hate and threat of bodily harm that that Meghan has been subjected to. So maybe she didn't mean to be shady, but maybe she just couldn't shut up. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave it there. Recollections may vary. Okay. Now let me see what Mary had to say. Mary of Denmark, Meghan Markle. Okay. You know, let me see. I know I still have that somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I had it here. But oh gosh, I don't want to misquote it though. I don't want to misquote it. Let me see. Okay, they said it was a feud. Okay, so I hate to quote the, but okay, here goes. So Queen Mary takes center stage. Danish prince. No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. Why would that come up? Hmm. But anyway, they said she tends to side with Kate. Again, they say that. I don't know that she and Kate get along. I don't know that they actually get along. Let me see here. Will become defense industry. Oh, she said something, and now I cannot find it. B. Martin, let me see. What did you say here? Well, now they both got something about. Well, now they both got something about one is cheating and the other complaints. I was going to get to the cheating part. I was. But since you have brought it up, Mary has a lot of other stuff that she needs to worry about than what Meghan has to say about the Windsors. Um, she and Kate have this in common. They're both going to be queens. Well, now she's going to be queen a lot sooner. And well, then again, she has a little bit in common with Meghan because she left Australia and moved to Denmark. She even had to learn to speak Danish, and we're speaking Mary, not Marie. Um, so they probably got a little bit in common. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. She looks shady, Baron. She stays on the. Okay, those two pictures you see right there, those were the. Oh, that's the one. It's the. What is the name of that? Okay, it is New Idea. That's it. New Idea. That's where. That is where the article is. It's called New Idea. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get that New Idea. I knew I had it somewhere. And then okay, New Idea. What is the title there? Meghan and Mary's secret feud. Okay. Let me do this. New Idea, Meghan and Mary's secret feud. I don't think there is a secret feud, but since we're here, secret feud. Okay. And I'm sure this is just bitter gossip. They don't even know each other. Okay, on paper, Meghan Markle and Crown Princess Mary seem like kindred spirits. Yeah, I did read this article. It's nothing to it. All it mentions is a bunch of obvious stuff. Um, okay. Let me see. Mary relocated to Denmark to a complete equivalent of a princess boot camp. Her rigorous training included mastering Danish as well as elocution and poise. Well, Meghan had all that walking through the door. On the other hand, it seems Meghan has always been a reluctant British royal. That's a big lie. That's probably why I didn't copy the text from this. Aussie expat Mary also appeared to completely understand that becoming a Danish royal would mean completely surrendering her former life. Meghan did everything that she was supposed to do, but them jealous, hateful, mouth askew people just did not like her. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Plus, Meghan's uh, Megan's husband didn't take a flight to Spain and spend the night with some Mexican socialite. I bet they don't have that in common. I bet you Megan's I bet you Megan's husband didn't fly to Spain to go and spend the night with a Mexican socialite and then go out to dinner and change clothes and then leave the house at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Oh, no wonder she upset. No wonder she's upset. Anyway, so that is Frederick when he was spending time in California in his youth. And there is Frederick and Mary, as Jack A would say on 227. Mary. Anyway, so there. Leg says, notice how they say feud. I think both parties have to be invested in a feud. Megan doesn't feud with people. She just defends herself. Here. Thank you, Legs. Yeah, Megan only defends herself. I'm pretty sure Megan don't know anything about this chick. Knows very little about her. Like the rest of the world, knows very little about her. Of course, what we have learned about her, well, we've learned it recently, haven't we? I mean, take a look there. Mexican socialite denies rumors of affair with Danish crown prince. Shortly after the tabloids started speculating, Princess Mary showed her support for her husband by wearing a delicate F necklace. You know what F means? That means F off, leave me alone. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer, Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. Yeah, so, and by the way, you guys, take a look at their coat of arms, right? And then take a look at the cipher MF. Now, they used the double F because I'm sure they didn't want to just leave it MF. So they used the double F facing different directions and they put the M in the middle. I think it's clever. That is a really cool way to use their initials. But I don't know what the second F is for unless they just wanted to make it balanced like that. So Mary and philandering Frederick. That's what it means. Mary and philandering Frederick. Oh, 1960 says, spent a night with a beautiful Mexican socialite. Ding dong, ding dong. Ring it. Ding, ding, ding. Ring my bell anytime, anywhere. Ring it. Ring it. Oh. Well, she probably has been having these she's probably been making those faces for a while because she has been very unhappy. She always looks unhappy. She has that resting, angry, um, Aussie Danish princess face. She could have stayed home to be mistreated, but she didn't uprooted and went all the way to Denmark to be mistreated. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something that I heard some time ago, and that is take a look on the left side there. You can see Nicholas, Count Nicholas. That was Prince Nicholas, but they changed it to Count. He and his brother had their titles stripped by their grandmothers. By their grandmother. Remember that saga? Mystery as Princess Mary of Denmark is a no-show at Queen's funeral despite husband Prince Frederick attending after the Danish royal family confirmed she was going. Well, and you know what? That's so weird. She was supposed to go to that funeral, and then they said that she was invited by mistake. So which is the real thing? Was she invited by mistake, or did she just not go and they were trying to save face? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Anyway, Um, maybe the Queen, maybe Queen Marguerite. I don't know. You know what? I shouldn't speculate. I shouldn't speculate. I don't know what happened, but anyway. So I'll get back to that one. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary walking out of church hand in hand after funeral service for Prince Richard, the late husband of Princess Benedict. Anyway, so even there, she doesn't seem very close to him. She always seems very unhappy. Now, that's his brother, Hakeem, Joaquin, whatever his name is. He married twice. They say that he was actually in love with Princess, soon to be Queen Mary, the resting face Mary. He was in love with his brother's wife. He married a woman that somewhat looks like his brother's wife. They have two daughters together, but he had no, they had a son and a daughter together, but the kid closest to Hakeem on his right and the guy sitting all the way at the end, those are from his first marriage. Oh, God, this is confusing. Well, anyway, that is Nicholas or Nikolai. He is a model. And there he is. Yes, Nikolai. He's modeling for Men's Vogue and a whole bunch of other things. That's his mother, who I believe is half Asian, and that's his brother. I forgot his brother's name, but he's also Asian, although it's hard to see it. Of course, he has blue eyes, but that's his mom. That's their mother, right? So Hakeem married the Asian woman first. Then he started falling in love with Princess Mary or Crown Princess Mary, and he ended up marrying a lookalike. And so you can see the two kids sitting on his knee and on his brother's, I mean, on his, oh God, it's confusing. You all, I'm doing the best I can. You know what? The hell with it. This is too much. And you all thought the Windsors was the only interesting family. Okay. Cal, well, let me see. Yeah. See how he married Marie, who looks like they could be sisters. Yes. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, let's go back here. Let's go back here. I mean, take a look. That's Marie on the left, and that's Mary on the right. They look nearly identical. And there's Meghan in the middle. Ain't effing with either one of them, and yet they can't keep her name out of their mouth. They cannot keep her name out of their mouths. So I don't know if I was done or not, but okay, so let me go to this one right here. Now, you all remember that Kate went to Denmark, her first and only solo trip. She's been married into that family since 2011. And Kate, the high achiever, Kate, who, who has been notoriously coined Duchess Doolittle, Married to Work Shy Will, Lazy Katie, Weighty Katie. Kate only made one trip abroad as a princess, and or as whatever. She went to Denmark. The people in Denmark don't know why she was there. She don't know why she was there. But of course, she ended up sitting at a table with some little kids. She went out into the forest where she chopped wood and of course, Dickie Arbiter tried to make it more than what it was. It's about time Duchess of Cambridge was recognized as workhorse and not a clothes horse. You know, he trying to be shady, right? It doesn't matter what she's wearing. What's important is what she is doing and why. She's in Denmark, but nobody knows why she went to Denmark. We still don't know why she went to Denmark. The people of Denmark don't know why she was there. And Omid Scobie says boots were licked. No one holds the Duchess of Cambridge in greater esteem than the male. While visiting Denmark, she showed exactly why she's enthusiastically chopped wood logs and took a woodland ramble with kindergarten pupils as part of her crusade to give children a better start to give children a better start in life. Always smiling, never stuffy, relishing duty, Kate is the perfect ambassador, a powerful force for good, and a credit to the country. And of course, Omid said it better than anybody else. Boots were licked. That's some boot licking if you've ever seen it. This was all part of a campaign to try to make Kate seem relevant and capable. Now, mind you, the Queen was still alive when this happened, because she was the Duchess of Cambridge. What's the date on that? Oh yeah, that was it the 22nd of February, I think. Yeah, I think it was the 22nd of February 2022. So the Queen was still alive. Kate went there and did the exact same thing she would do if she went to a school or a community center anywhere in the UK. She ran around with children. She sat down with children. She chopped wood. It was embarrassing. She was there to give them a better head start in life. Let me tell you something. I believe Denmark pays some of the highest taxes in all of Europe. There's nothing wrong with their children. Their children are not forced to go to baby banks for food and clothing and heat. Their families don't have to depend on food banks. They don't need government subsidies to keep their house warm. Denmark's economy is doing extremely well. They have one of the highest rated satisfactions in terms of overall happiness in the world. The quality of life in Denmark is far superior than most countries in Europe. So, who was Kate there to help? Who was she helping in Denmark? Why didn't she go to Romania or Slovenia or even Greece, places where the economy has been in trouble? Why didn't she go to one of them places? Why in the world would she go to Denmark where the standard of living is greater than most places in the world? Their happiness index is off the chart. She could have just gone to Manchester. She could have gone to Birmingham. She could have gone to Brixton. But she goes to Denmark just to say that she went on a solo engagement overseas for the first time since she's been in that family. And it took her from 2011 to 2022 to go someplace by herself. And to celebrate, Dickie Arbiter is trying to remind people that she's a workhorse, not a clothes horse. And over here, the Daily Mail is talking about how she chopped wood and chased people's kids around. They should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed. Now do you guys see why I love Omid Scobie? Now do you see why I love him? Whatever you think about Omid, sometimes he could really put some zingers in there. Boots were licked. He's absolutely right. And Omid, you get a bell. Exactly. There's enough misery in Windsor. There's enough misery in Windsor. When she went to that baby bank, it was in Windsor. I don't get how they get away with this. the only way to get away with something as ridiculous as this, you have to have the media on your side. Kate is doing the least and getting so much celebration, so much attention, so much clout because because she's the English Rose. Because oh, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I hope I can tell you why. It's been a while since I told you why, but let me see if I can tell you. Aha, I can tell you.
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
Take note, Nicola. There it is. Right.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
Take note, Nicola. There it is.
Right. Let's see. Black Queen, unfortunately, there are no, well, I don't have any videos. And I don't think there were any black kids there. Now, they had shared a photo of Kate sitting next to this black girl, but I don't believe that photo was from the actual event. And I remember I could see that photo in my mind's eye because I know it was a very, very large girl. She had the face of a child, but she looked almost like an adult woman otherwise. So I can see this girl's face, but it was not from that occasion. I will tell you this, though. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for the super chat. One of the things that, I did have some photos from that, but I don't have them handy. I did have some photos, but I will tell you one of the things I remember about that is that the Danish press, let me see if I can find that. The Danish press did not filter or Photoshop her photos. And you may have recalled that I had the little side by side. I'm going to pull it up right now. The side by side of Kate's photo. Oh, there it is. Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is. Oh, this is so shady. So me, so shady. There it is. So on the left is the British media, and on the right, the Danish media, or as I like to say, no invisible contract. You see that? You can tell it's Kate because the mouth is askew, but other... I don't know why I love saying that so much, but you can tell it's Kate because the mouth is askew. But otherwise, you can see how the Danish press was very antagonistic toward Kate. They were very, very antagonistic with Kate. And this is probably why Kate doesn't go anywhere, because they were not very nice to her. They were, in other words, they were being very honest. And the other thing that happened that time was she went on the sliding board. Remember, she went to that little playroom with those kids. She went on a sliding board, and they have pictures of her coming down the sliding board inside of this kids' playroom. But other than that, they were not very cooperative. I'll just say that. They did not seem to care for her in Denmark. And since then, she has not gone one single place solo. Maybe because of the way she was treated that day. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that is what happened. I'm pretty sure that there was somebody who said, I bet you she won't come back. She ain't coming back here, not alone. But yeah, so that was part of her visit to Denmark. Let me see here. Okay. Now, of course, you all, just to be fair, in the spirit of fair play, um, Kate's not here to defend herself. But we did reach out to Kensington Palace for comment. We always reach out to Kensington Palace. It wouldn't be us if we didn't reach out.
Well, obviously it'd be, I would love to have met her. And she's obviously, she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day, and, going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and, very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
Let me see. There was no reason for Kate to be in Denmark. She probably left them a nice, hefty bill. Again, I don't know why she was there. I don't really understand why she was there. This whole idea of giving kids a head start, that seems like a weird place to go to try to help kids when the quality and standard of living for, what was that? They said 4 million children in the UK are at risk of missing meals or something like that. Why would you go to one of the better economies, one of the more progressive countries? Why would you go there to try to make an impression on how to raise children? I don't think Denmark has a problem. I mean, there's problems everywhere in the world, of course, but in comparison to going to a baby bank right there in Windsor or in Kensington, it seemed like a waste of time. That was just dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. So right here, oh, you know what? I didn't mean to use that other slide there, but I guess what I'm most concerned about, you guys, is whatever's happening in Denmark. The only thing that concerns me are cookie tins. Where else would I get those butter cookies from that I can take the tin and use it as a sewing kit? And you know what? Oh, maybe I won't eat those butter cookies anymore, because what if the butter comes from Queen Margarethe's teeth? Huh? What if the butter comes from her teeth? Ugh, ugh. let me try to find a photo of her. Oh, you ain't gonna believe it. You ain't gonna believe it. Oh, by the way, she's a chain smoker. The Queen of Denmark is still a chain smoker. She has always smoked. I mean, she was literally in kindergarten smoking some Newports. She's a smoker from the old school. No filter, roll them yourself. Let me see. Queen of Denmark? Oh, okay. So now, mind you, I'm not doing anything to this photo. I'm just showing you what everybody else sees. Just think Queen Mother, right? Just think Queen Mother, and you know what I'm trying to say. Now, and I'm not making fun of her or anything like that, but it's hard to explain how someone could have so much money and access to the best of everything, and yet suffer from a bad case of parquet mouth. Okay. Yep, that's it. Like I said, I have not altered that photo in any way whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of Denmark. That's her. It's hard to tell where the tiara and the earrings begin and where the teeth end. Now, that's a shame. That is a real shame. If for no other reason, oral hygiene is a good excuse to step down. That's a good excuse to step down. Her and the Queen Mother. I don't know who. Well, you know what? I think her teeth are better than the Queen Mother's. Yeah, the Queen Mother, her teeth kind of look like a jack-o'-lantern. But her teeth, at least her teeth are nice and straight. Yeah, at least her teeth are nice and straight. They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. Oh, I like my teeth like this. They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. How's about a little kiss? I got some beef in my teeth and some chicken too. Ouch, there's a cavity. Hey, that's new. They call me yuck mouth. You could be a yuck mouth too. Remember that song? They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. Oh, yes, I like my teeth like this. They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. How's about a little kiss? I got some beef in my teeth and my chicken too. Ouch, there's a cavity. Hey, that's new. They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. Oh, well. So, the fairy tale seems to have come to an end. I suppose Mary probably has known that things were not so ideal and so perfect for a long time. And now everybody knows of the troubles in the house of, what's their name? Gluckberg, something like that. Gluckberg. Now everybody knows. So, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but BBC anchor video showing middle finger goes viral. Later apologies, that is, was a private laugh. BBC anchor Mariam Moshiri accidentally showed her middle finger on camera during a live broadcast, causing her video to go viral on social media. Let's see. Giles, aka Mumbles, is as mediocre as it gets. Well, Hoodoo Daughter, I agree with you. Mediocre Middleton, as I like to call her, mediocre Middleton. She's very basic. And I guess they probably read the writing on the wall and thought, we got to get Meghan out of here somehow, because if Meghan stays, people are going to wonder, what do we do with 345 million pounds a year that it costs to upkeep the royal family in the United Kingdom? So imagine Kate's panic when she saw Meghan, when she looked at Meghan's CV, her resume, and realized what a high achiever Meghan was in comparison to someone who never worked, who had a vanity degree, right? Received a vanity degree. Someone whose parents supposedly made money from selling party pieces, which may have possibly have been part of Uncle Gary's pharmaceutical chain. Well, anyway, there's a few things that you could say about Kate, but hardworking, intelligent. They said she took elocution lessons. She's had 10 years of elocution lessons, but you couldn't tell based on the words that come out of her mouth. By the way, Hoodoo Daughter, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me show you what 10 years of elocution lessons get you. I'm going to show you what the results of 10 years of elocution. Give me just a second here. 10 years. They've been working with this girl for 10 years.
I've had the most inspiring morning with the Anna Freud Centre discussing all things mental health. It is so important that we all talk about our feelings and emotions, the good ones and the more difficult ones too, because we all have them. The theme for this year's Mental Health Week is anxiety, and the Anna Freud Centre have co-created an animation and resource toolkit to help young people understand, normalise and manage the feelings around anxiety. It is a fantastic resource and one which I'm sure we could all use to help support our mental health.
That was 10 years of elocution lessons, 10 years of it. So that's as good as it gets. That was her high point, if you will. Now, let me see if I can share this one with you. Uh-oh, is that going to open? Your device is having trouble sharing your video. Try sharing again. Okay, I'll try one more time. Let me see here. Try it one more time.
For interest in this work. So very much looking forward to today's conversation. Thank you.
Thanks. And I want to say
The United Kingdom, and I hope you'll enjoy the discussion today, and thank you for your interest in
What?
This work. So very much looking forward to today's conversation.
What?
Thank you.
thanks.
What did she say?
For interest in this work. So very much looking forward to today's conversation. Thank you.
Thanks. And I want to say
The United Kingdom, and I hope you'll enjoy the discussion today, and thank you for your interest in this work. So very much looking forward to today's conversation.
What?
Thank you.
I can't hear you. Leg says the UK mouthpieces need to be careful what they wish for. Brexit is dragging the GDP in the UK down because they don't have access to the EU markets. Sussex exit is costing the British media and the British royal family money and popularity. Amen. Thank you so much for that, Legs. But yeah, and I don't think that they ever got a trade deal from Joe Biden. Barack Obama told the Tories that if you do this, you're going to go to the back of the queue. You're not going to get favorite trading status. We have a trade deal with the EU, and the 500 million or whatever the amount of people it is in the EU takes precedence over the 66 million people of Britain. That is what Obama said. And they didn't think fat meat was greasy. But they got their head busted because it turns out that the British government, that is, had to go and negotiate new trade deals with other countries that they already had with the EU. So that means even the United States, who has that special relationship, was throwing shade with a trade deal. I don't think there's a trade deal now. They're still negotiating. It's starting over from scratch. It's as though Britain is a new country. It was reckless and irresponsible to have that Brexit vote. It really cost money to people who could afford it the least. And the British taxpaying public, the working class, has been paying the price ever since. And the people who can afford to be inconvenienced, it doesn't really affect them. It doesn't stop them from taking vacations. It doesn't decide whether or not they can buy a new home. It doesn't do anything to them. They can skate right by. That is the real crime of the whole thing, is the fact that it took away the trade deal. Thank you so much, Legs, for reminding us about that. Okay. Legs also says, to be fair, Kate worked on that yacht. That's right. She knew enough to converse. She could speak yacht. She could speak yacht. But okay, so yeah, 10 years of elocution lessons, and that's as far as she's gotten. So you could tell that when she has to go live, when she has to, speak off the cuff like this, that she tends to lower her voice and use her hands a lot. But when she has a chance to do one retake after the next, then of course, she did better when they were able to edit and do retakes. But here, I still don't know what she said. Mary speaks Danish, and she didn't even mumble her words like Kitty. uh, Po Kitty, Po Kitty. Let's see. So we did that one. Oh, Beatrice. Yeah, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie set for snub as surprise royal promotion. Hopeful emerges. Promotion hopeful emerges. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliam has said that Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice are set for a snub for a royal promotion and thinks the younger royals could get it instead. So I don't know that they would lose any sleep, because I don't know if Beatrice and Eugenie are interested in that stuff. Charles made it very clear that he did not want the York girls to do anything. That has been the way things has been for a long time. Unless it's like a family occasion, the York girls are usually not there. They were not invited on the balcony after the coronation. I don't know that they've been on the balcony at all since the Queen has died. So, or before the Queen died. I don't think they went to Trooping the Colors while the Queen was still alive. So, what's the point? I think Richard Fitzwilliam may be trying to somehow uh, talk up for the York girls, maybe. But otherwise, this is just a waste of time. But I'll tell you this much too. Now that I think about it, it was Richard Fitzwilliams that has always been trying to talk up for Ford Fiesta, for Sophie. And maybe this is his way of thinking out loud, hoping that whatever promotion that there is coming will have a better chance of going to Sophie's children. I don't know what's going on between Richard Fitzwilliam and Sophie, but he's always trying to talk her up. I have several articles in my, on my files of Richard Fitzwilliam trying to speak up for Sophie. So, I wonder if there's something to that. Maybe that's her go-to journalist. I think that they really hated Meghan because she didn't fit the trope that many in the media give Americans. They don't expect us to be articulate and intelligent. She has that and more. Amen. That's true. Yeah, and Meghan was not intimidated by the likes of them. Meghan didn't give a rat's behind about their titles and such. And some of the aristos, they really like Americans because they're not so deferential. But I think with the what do you call those people with the Windsors, they prefer that Americans make a big fuss about their titles. But I don't think that some of the lower ranking aristocrats are, are so into that. But especially when you think about like the likes of William and Kate, because they are so inept, because they're so mediocre, of course they would want people to put on airs and graces for their benefit just so that they could feel better. But yeah, not a chance of that from Meghan. Meghan is much smarter than anybody in that family, and they know that. And it was intimidating. Like you said, it was intimidating. So let me see here. Oh, I know what it was. There we go. I'll do this one. I forgot where I got this from, but I'll share it with you. No, not that one. Nope, it wasn't that one. Okay, let me take that back. It was not that one. Let me see. Oh, I made a short out of it, but let me see if I can find it. It was a short. Oh, that's it. Is it? Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Meghan came in and did the work, but she wasn't in awe of her surroundings. It was like taking on a new job, one that came as a prerequisite with her marriage to the person she was in love with, said a close friend of the Duchess. She took it seriously, but the fact she wasn't saying, "Wow, this is the greatest thing on earth," made people feel like she wasn't grateful, that she didn't deserve what she had. To some at the palace, here was a woman of color who was allowed into an entitled, exceedingly white space, so how dare she not show an abundance of gratitude? The fact that later she would choose to step away from it, essentially rejecting the hallowed space she was lucky enough to have entered, emerged as the sore point for many. Yeah, when I say short, I do mean short. It was probably not even a minute. But yeah, I forgot where I got that from, but someone had shared that on Twitter, and I just took the words and made a video out of it. So yeah, so that was not my description. That was someone else's. But thank you for letting me share that. Now, there's a video. I think this may have been part of the documentary that they produce for Charles and Camilla. The reason why I'm showing it to you is get a load of that camera angle. Get a load of that camera angle. I'm telling you, those two old fossils are almost too much with a regular camera angle. I mean, just them being themselves is a little jarring. But when you got them all stretched and warped like this, when you got them all stretched and warped like this, it's nothing nice. This is part of the new slick campaign to make them seem more approachable. I couldn't play the video for you because I don't know about the music, but there was music I would love to share it with you because the music was very young, hip music. It wasn't hip hop now, but it was kind of like, you ever see one of those teenager date movies? You know how they have the summer movies with the teenagers, and they have like the scene where they are like leaving to go to France or something like that for the summer field trip, or what do you call it? Gap year. Yes, it was like very much a gap year fall in love type of theme music. But instead of two young, fit, healthy um, high school graduates, instead it's what is it, Fred and Gladys, two old pensioners, one of which obviously has seen better days, an old chain smoking, drawn up old tea bag, and the other with those gigantic hands and childbearing hips and those big satellite dish ears and cherry lip gloss. Not exactly a you know, a romantic comedy pair, but they are comical to look at, though. But they don't really fit the idea, excuse me, of the music that they were playing. It was actually so out of place. But again, they're trying to get young people to look favorably upon them, almost like they did with. Remember how the young people were so crazy about Bernie Sanders, looking like the lovable, nutty old professor. Well, they were trying to get that kind of vibe going, and it would work if it wasn't Charles and Camilla. You know what I'm saying? It would work on a lot of old people, but not those two. Not those two. So here's some good news. Clever Blend has made it to Target. That's right. Clever Blend has made it to Target. Check it out. Congratulations to founder Hannah Mendoza and the team at Clever Blend. Big things ahead in 2024 as the brand gains distribution in Target. Nicely timed with their viral video featuring angel investor Meghan Markle. Clever Blend Target. Shop Target for a wide assortment of Clever Blend. Choose from same day delivery, drive up, or pick up free of charge. But yeah, so you can now go to Target for your Clever Blend. How cool is that? Love it. So, and NPR staffers share their favorite memoirs. Yeah, their favorite memoirs from 2023 books. We love list, which of course includes Spare. We have 5 biographies and memoirs suggestions from NPR's book. We love Spare. Congratulations. The best is over. Sunshine thicker than water. And sure, I'll join your cult. That's a weird title. And check it out. Meghan Markle makes on-screen comeback as an extra in ad for latte brand she invested in. And this, of course, is from Black Enterprise. Let me see here. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I wanted to show you the entire article, but okay, well, I'll just stick to that. So anyway, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, has been featured in an advertisement for Clever Blends, a coffee company she holds shares in. Markle is an extra in the video for the company she has invested in since 2020. Clever is an oat latte brand co-founded in 2019 by CEO Hannah Mendoza, a University of California, Santa Barbara graduate. The Instagram reel shows Mendoza at the company's headquarters thanking everyone for their commitment to the company in 2023. Markle acts as an intern who is brewing hot drinks and stacking boxes. Everyone appears to be having fun as they film the video. Markle goes for a fist bump with a team member and misses, leading the team member on the set of the advertisement laughing out loud. So grateful for the immense love and support this year. Thanks for helping us keep the latte loving dream alive and thriving. The video captioned. Okay, so that is very cool that Meghan is in the Black Enterprise magazine. Let me see. There's more to the article, I think, but somehow it's not opening up now. So, oh well. Huh, that's interesting. It was stuck. Like I said, I don't know about this new Wi-Fi. It's so far it has underwhelmed. I feel underwhelmed by it, but we'll see how it goes. It seems slower than the old Wi-Fi. Okay, but anyway, I think I am just about done here. Let me see if I can still find that one, though. No, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I'll see if there's any more to that article. No, that was it. That was it. Well, it says, I'm proud to invest in Hannah's commitment to sourcing ethical ingredients and creating a product that I am personally in love and has a holistic approach to wellness. I believe in her and I believe in her company. She said Mendoza commented on Meghan's investment. Entrepreneurs need funding, but they also need advisors who care deeply about what they're building. She expressed gratitude for finding both in the Duchess of Sussex. Oh, that was sweet. I like that. Okay, so that was that. Let me see what else I have. Oh, this is the PSB. Of course, something else about Spare. And I'm just about done, you guys. Let me see how much I got left. Yeah, as a matter of fact, this is the second to the last slide. So if you got to get your sleep on, go for it. 2024 is almost upon us. And in the last article of the year, we thought we'd tell you about the 5 most read books in 2023. So if by chance they weren't yet part of your library, you would have one more reason to read them. Let's find out together which are the 5 titles in the ranking. And of course, Spare is number 1, Prince Harry apparently. In the ranking of the 5 most read books in 2023, we find Spare by Prince Harry, the novel that opened the year and which proved to be one of the editorial successes of these months. In its pages, Lady D's, that is, second child, analyzed his life, the traumas he experienced, the mourning the love for his mother, that is, the decision to leave the family, the royal family, together with his wife, Meghan Markle, effectively becoming the black sheep of the family, a 540-page read full of anecdotes and curiosities about one of the most famous royal families of all time. The title Spare refers to Harry's role in the royal family as the second son, but also second to William, future sovereign and heir to the throne, the eternal spare tire of the English monarchy. So there's that. And lastly, we are going to close with a day that who knew that it would ever happen, but it had to at some point. You know, it's been a year, right? Has it been a year or has it been 2 years? I think it's a year, 2 years. But remember, we lost Betty White, was it the last day of the year? Has it been a year or 2 years? Anyway, but yeah, it's been a year, right? Betty White's been gone for a year. But I saw that pop up and I'm just like, oh yeah. Yeah. 20, oh no, it was 2021. So yeah, it's been 2 years. 2 years since Betty White passed away, December 31st. 2 years. Ageless Betty White. She would have been 100 years old if she would have made it to January the 17th. She could have made it to 100. Anyway, I'll look at the last of your comments and then I will say goodnight to you all. Let me see. 1,234 of you all. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Also, let me go through these while I can. Carol Lund, thank you for 22 months membership. Jay City, I hope I'm saying the name right. Thank you for the super chat. Lorna, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Marcy Foreman, for 9 months. B. Martim, super chat. B. Martim, Legs, Black Queen, Hoodoo Daughter, Legs, and Legs. Thank you for the super chat, super stickers, and for the lengthy memberships. That never not surprises me. 22 months. I think the longest membership may be like, I know Church Nelly is like 28 months now. Church Nelly and a couple of other people, 28 months membership. How sweet is that? 28 months. Now, I know some of you guys may have canceled and re-upped your membership. I think you would have to do that if you get a new credit card or something, right? But anyway, whatever the reason is, I appreciate it while it's there just the same. So thank you very much. 7:10 a.m. here in Botswana. Have a great sleep, Baron. Thank you so much. Oh, it's 7:10 a.m. you said. Okay, I had to think about that for a second. Well, thank you. Is it Kutlo Vivian Magami? Thank you so much. Joya Moore, thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay. Prince Harry, she has the same confidence, warmth as my mom. She knows what he has, real love, modern fairy tale. Cat can wear all Lady Di's jewels she wants, but she can't cosplay Essence. Yeah, fashion is something that you buy, but taste, having good taste is something that you either have or you don't. You either have good taste or you don't. I have known people who could take the simplest of clothing and turn it into something chic and elegant and timeless. And then you have someone like Kate, who always seems like she's wearing somebody else's clothes. Like this apology of an outfit that she's wearing. Look at that. Who leaves the house looking like that? That is a disaster. That is a disaster. It doesn't fit. She's not wearing it as though it makes her feel beautiful or elegant. And I think that's a lot of it, is that if you're not feeling what you're wearing, if you're wearing things trying to pretend to be someone you're not, then it will show. It will definitely show. And right there, it is on show for the world to see. It looks awful. It's a mess. It's an absolute disaster. And like I said, it really shows. Whatever it was that she was trying to achieve has been a failure. Playing dress up. And that's what it is. It's playing dress up. It's not being true to oneself. Let me see here. I have another example of what I just said. I'll show you. But yeah, it's not being true to oneself. To thine self be true, right? And she's not being true to herself. She's being someone else and not doing a very good job of it. And not even trying to be Meghan, but just playing a dress up, trying to play adult. But that's not who she is. Who she is a coat dress and a giggle. Lots of hand jiving, hand jazz handing. That's who she is. But that person right there, that person doesn't exist. Okay. Okay, I'll share this with you from yesterday. Oh, Audrey Teschner, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. Thank you very much. So, cosplay, another episode of Cosplay Kate. Touch a black person. And notice the business suit. Touch a black person. Binder. Got to carry a binder and a ballpoint pen. Binder and pen. And then, of course, her breadth of knowledge and understanding are unremarkable. So because of that, just kind of tilt your head to the side so it seems like you're taking it all in, right? And then if that's not enough, how about the hyena grin? Right? You got to throw that head back and do the hyena grin, right? Oh, and also make sure you sit by the black person. Got to sit by somebody black. And then if that's not enough, you pull the Last Supper pose. You got to do the Last Supper. You sit in the middle of the scene, and of course, you're flanked on either side by other people. And, you know, even though it's a round table, somehow they managed to leave enough of a gap so that they can complete the Last Supper. And you can see after Spare was released, by February, People magazine ran with the article, Kate and William Under Pressure. Notice they put Kate first. And you look at the photo of Kate that they have there, even though that's a cover issue, and even though that image is so small, you can see they even have a photo of Kate where she looks like she's under pressure. So, oh boy. It can't be easy for her, but I don't feel sorry for her because she's a mean, cruel, heartless individual. She sat back and watched her sister-in-law being tortured by the media based on a lie, right? Based on a lie that helped to benefit her and bring her sympathy. And of course, it was a lie that contributed to compromising Meghan's mental health and well-being. And it didn't matter. I could not imagine Meghan sitting idly by and watching another woman or anybody be tortured for that matter. But Kate, she was okay with it. She was okay with it. And why was she okay?
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
A mute woman, even when another woman is being tortured, electronically lynched, and she sits back and says nothing and do nothing. Her response is the usual: a hyena grin, lots of jazz hands, and playing dress up. My heart bleeds peanut butter for this fake. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I would rather ignore I would rather ignore. But the thing is, if there is no pushback, then it only emboldens the enemy, doesn't it? So I think pushing back is the best recipe. Just like with the polls that show that the royal family is struggling right now. And the reason why, they would do just fine if Harry hadn't written a book. They would be just fine if Harry hadn't, or Harry and Meghan, if they hadn't done their docu-series. But it's impossible for people to know the truth and for them to skate on by with high numbers. But it'd be different if Harry was trying to deliberately hurt them, but he wasn't. He was telling the truth. He was telling the truth to set the record straight and to protect his family. And the Sussex squad and those people who support the Sussexes, people who actually don't care for either side, but they may have noticed that there seems to be a great deal of bias in the media. There seems to be this hate campaign coming from the tabloid media. They see this injustice and they're speaking out about it. Not everybody is here for Harry and Meghan, but there are people who are speaking out about the injustice. There are people who have taken a side in this unfortunate cultural war, and they realize that Harry and Meghan and so many other people are casualties of this cultural war. And so they want to speak out about it. So not everybody is here for the same reason. Everybody has a reason, but not everybody is here for the same reason. I don't hate anybody in that family. I don't know them to hate them. I don't hate Meghan. I'm not Meghan. Kate. I don't hate Kate. I don't know Kate. I don't have anything for Kate. I didn't watch the wedding. I wasn't excited about the wedding. It meant nothing to me. And I think I have that in common with so many people, that William and Kate were just like the wallpaper. After a while, you don't even notice them. And so they meant nothing. I had nothing to say about them because I didn't think anything of them. But when they started in on Meghan, when the press went after Meghan, and I realized the source of that seems to come from Kensington Palace, oh boy. Well, if that didn't change things, now that we know where the source is, we have nothing else to do but push back at that source. And this is the source right here. That is the source. The source is Kensington Palace. And of course, Clarence House too. But what drove them out the country is sitting right there on that sofa and standing up behind the sofa. Those people, they're the ones that drove the Sussexes away. And of course, those people in the media that are equally responsible, some more than others, I would say. But when it comes to the household and the press, I'm going to say they're equals. Like Lord Nappyhead, the racially ambiguous owner of the Daily Fail. And from watching, which show was that I was watching? They're supposed to say that they are what you call it, that Harry has taken them to court. They're supposed to say, whenever they write these articles about the Sussexes, they're supposed to mention the fact that there's a case against them. But none of the tabloids, none of the media is doing what they're supposed to do. To be fair and balanced, you're supposed to say, just the same way when they talk about a book on CBS, they will mention that Viacom CBS owns, what is it, Penguin or whichever press publishing company. They'll say that they own the publishing company. You never hear that from the tabloid media. So when they were trying to tear down Spare, they were supposed to say, oh, not Spare, but what's Omen's book, Endgame? Isn't that owned by the same people that own the Sun? Isn't that owned by News Corp? News Corp was supposed to say that that's their publishing company, but they did not. They omitted that while they're tearing the book down, while they're criticizing Omen Scobie. They never mentioned the fact that the publishing company belongs to Rupert Murdoch, or that is part of the same News Corp. Most news agencies in the US would have done that, but they omitted that information. Let's see. I think after losing the Queen, Prince Philip, Prince Harry, and Princess Meghan, it was just a matter of time. The royals lost their important people, nothing left. Well, I mean, and let's not forget, too, that the people that are there are so basic. They're so basic. I don't care how much they try to hype up Will and Kate. There's no there. There's nothing to these people. There's nothing exceptional about them. They're not particularly intelligent, not even particularly likable. We don't know who's William's best friend. We don't know who's Kate's best friend. We don't know that they have friends. How is it that all these years we have known the women that the Queen was the closest to? All these years, we know that the Queen was close to this person and that person, this person and that person. You don't even see Kate photographed with her sister. Anything that she does seems to stay focused, either out on an engagement, making a school run, or at the house. It's not to say that she doesn't do anything, but we just never see it. We don't know. We never see it. So who is her best friend? Who is her best friend? We know people that Charles is close to, but who do you ever hear is a friend of Will and Kate? Anywhere. Where have you ever heard of their friendships? They're non-existent as far as I know. Isn't that strange, or did I miss anything? Where are their friends? Who are their friends? I don't want to know their conversations. I don't need to know their confidants. But who are their friends? Not who is Lord so-and-so and this title and that title, but do they have any friends that are not part of the staff at Kensington Palace? I've never heard of a friend. And I think that that is particularly strange. They don't even have each other as friends. Wow. Stephanie Baker says they don't even have each other as friends. Rose Hansberry Baron, says Reba Henderson. Huh. Besides her royal duties, Mumbles is invisible. Yeah. And then Celebici says that Kate never leaves outside of a 15-mile radius or rarely leaves that 15-mile radius around Adelaide Cottage. I have no respect for Mrs. Buttersworth. She was shady to Meghan, so she is on my list. Mrs. Buttersworth. Woo! I think I'm being a bad influence on you guys. I think I am being a very bad influence. I remember there was a bread commercial. Remember the Buttermade bread? When we're making butter made, you know it's really a must. We put the butter on the bread instead of just on the crust. We bake it right in the dough to make it rich and nice because it's better bread. The butter maid. You see it's on her teeth, the butter maid. Or she's been chewing beef, the butter maid. You know she's smoking squares because the butter... Okay, so I changed the words a little bit. But yeah, there was a commercial for Buttermade bread. And that was a song. Let's see. The Buttermade. Okay, I forgot the words, the rest of the song. But when you're making Buttermade, you know it's really a must. You put the butter on the bread instead of just on the crust. How do I remember that song? Why? Could you imagine what important information has been trying to get into my head? And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is because I am walking around day after day with the song from the Buttermade Bread Company in my head. Just imagine what important information has been pushed away because I am thinking about the Buttermade bread commercial. I don't even want to think about it. It's kind of scary when you think about that, right? That there's some important, vital information, but instead, I'm thinking about Buttermade bread. Oh, well. Oh, but seriously, that was a commercial. I'm not making that up. That was a commercial. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Buttermade bread. Ah, there it is.
Buttermade? Where's my butter top bread?
Harry, when they're making butter made, they know it's really a must.
You put the butter on the bread instead of just on the crust
They put it right in the dough
to make it rich and nice.
There's a bit of butter all the way
In every slice, the Buttermade. Put it right in the dough, the Buttermade.
Not on the crust, but in
The Buttermade. So Harry, what do you say?
I say the butter makes the bread that's made the butter way. A butter made. It's made.
And you all thought I was making that up. You thought I was making that up. I told you that was a commercial. See, y'all don't be believing me, but that was actually a commercial. The Buttermade bread commercial. Oh, okay. Okay. If anybody would have told me this morning, please don't sing the Buttermade bread commercial, I would say, now, how would that ever come up in conversation? Why would I sing that? And yet, here I am singing about the Buttermade bread commercial. Oh, well, the Buttermade. I hope that song gets stuck in your head. The Buttermade, the Buttermade, because there's a bit of butter baked in every single slice. The Buttermade, the Buttermade. I cannot believe it's still almost 1,200 people in here. I thought the Buttermade bread commercial would have like cleared the room, but yet for some strange reason, you all are still here. I thank you for that. There's not everybody who would listen to an over-caffeinated, chubby baby boomer sitting up here in the middle of the night singing about Buttermade bread. But you all are with me, and I appreciate that. That makes me feel wanted and needed and loved. And I really, really thank you all for that. So, oh, that's okay. I'll have another commercial for you tomorrow. You've never heard of that commercial? That commercial was out in the 70s or 80s. The Buttermade, the Buttermade. Hello, Ivy here. Bye for now. Bye from Ivy. Bye. Hello, Ivy here. Happy New Year, Ivy. I haven't spoken to you since last year. I haven't spoken to you since last year. Anyway, the important thing is that you're here now. So happy New Year, Ivy. Happy New Year. Let me see. Mary H says, that lady looks horrible. All those billions of money and jewelry, but you don't see it because her teeth distracts from all that glitter. Well, you know what they say, all that glitter is not gold, but her teeth is. Okay. I have sunk to a new low. Vozola Adams says, Baron, I remember the Sunbeam bread commercial. Sunbeam bread? I don't know that one. Sunbeam bread. Let me see. Sunbeam bread commercial. Let me see if they got one here for me to see. Sunbeam bread commercial. Oh, they do have one. Yes, I remember that song. I like bread and butter. But that's actually, no, that's, well, that is a song, but that was actually like an old rock song, like rock and roll song, right? I like bread and butter. I like cookies and jam. Yeah, sunbeam bread. I never heard of sunbeam bread before. But apparently that is a thing. Wow. Never heard of it. Sunbeam bread. Never heard of it. But I do remember that song. And I think I remember the commercial, but I guess I didn't know that it was Sunbeam. I like bread and butter. I like da-da-da-da. I like bread and butter. Let me see. Bread and butter song. So that is a song from 1964. And it was from, let me see, who made that song? The New Beats. Yeah, so that is a song, and they must have incorporated it into that commercial. It goes, I like toast and jam. That's what a baby feeds him, and he's her loving man. Well, I like bread and butter. I like toast and jam. That's my baby feeds me. I'm her loving man. I like toast and jam. I like baby feeds, or something like that. Anyway, let me see. Now that song is going to be stuck in my head. The New Beats, bread and butter. Okay. Well, thank you for taking me down memory lane, Vanzola. I love that. Thank you very much. Watch next time. Baron will play that tomorrow. You know, stuff gets stuck in my head. It does. Oh, by the way, you guys, remember I said I got some new cookware for Christmas? Well, I got some of those pans that's made for searing, and I cooked salmon. Oh my God, that salmon was so good. When I tell you it was good, actually, I cooked it 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? I guess it was yesterday. Anyway, oh, that was so good. I mean, to tell you, delicious. Yeah, it was good. It was delicious. Lemon pepper, little butter and olive oil, seared it under that heat, served it over some jasmine rice. So good. I did not want it to end. Okay. I like bread and butter. I like toast and jam. I don't know why it has to sound like Edith Bunker, but I thought that was how the song goes. You know how they have that little solo? Well, I like bread and butter, and I like toast and jam. Hey, you guys, there's a really cool interview with Lamont from Sanford and Son. He's on that, oh gosh, it's called Hype, Comedy Hype or something like that. Oh gosh, what is the name of that show? Anyway, he talks about Red Fox. Oh, and I mean to tell you, did he talk about Red Fox? Now, I have to say, part of his interview almost sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I don't mind a conspiracy theory. I don't always believe them, of course, but it's fun to hear how people can link some of the most obscure topics to come up with some type of theory. But yeah, he talks about Red Fox and how he went broke, and this guy seems like a bit of an egomaniac. He seems to be really stuck on himself, but I don't mind that. I don't have to be around him, so it don't bother me that much. But it was interesting. It was on Comedy Hype or something like that, whatever that channel is. Damon Wilson, that's his name. And let me see where. Oh yeah, it was on Comedy Hype. That's the channel, Comedy Hype. And he gets honest about Red Fox dying broke. Really sad, but interesting. And I didn't know he was a veteran. He had been to Vietnam and everything. Hello, Ivy here. Let me see here. All right, so I think that's it for now. We're going on 2.5 hours. I am not doing another 3 hours today. I promised myself that. So anyway, let me see here. Our last word of the day. I think I've already shared that with you, but I will go back to it. Okay, there we go. We'll just do this one. If you don't let the past die, then it won't let you live. If you don't let the past die, it won't let you live. I love that. Makes so much sense. So that'll be our last word of the day. And of course, as always, we pray for the continued safety and success of the Sussex family, everybody in the Sussex squad, all of our friends and family, all of our friends that are family. And of course, we know that the Sussexes are under the ever watchful gaze of the rock of the Sussex family, Doria, and of course, the guardian angel of the Sussex family, Princess Diana. And with that, you guys, I am going to close with Madam Duchess. The butter maid, the butter maid, the butter maid. She puts the butter on her teeth instead of on the crust. The butter maid. You see, it's right on her teeth. The butter maid. And she's been eating beef. The butter maid. Yeah, I better go. Okay, Madam Duchess, and we're out of here. Oh, there we go. Her dentures to match her. Are you trying to say you think that the Queen of Denmark has been dating a gangster rapper, and that what we're looking at is some of those some of those, what do they call them? That's her grill. Are you trying to tell me that she went and got some gold grills without the diamond inlay, huh? A gold grill to match the earrings and the tiara. Okay. Oh, you guys, I'm turning into a terrible influence on you all. So this is a new year, and we are going to run a tight ship around here. No, we're not. I'm just talking. That wouldn't last an afternoon, would it? Okay. Well, okay. So y'all, good night. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go, and I'll leave this up here for your consideration. Love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow.